What up, y'all, man? This is Mr. Zach Reacts, man. Back at it again. Another night or morning or whatever it is of surfing YouTube, man. We got a lot of things going on right now, man. Politics, entertainment, everything, man. So what we gonna do, man, we gonna do like we always do. We're going to surf YouTube. And I think I want to start it out with the one and only Candace Owens, man. Shout out Candace Owens, man. Uh, man, she's very controversial. She's been on one for a minute, and hey, we about to get into it. Hey, Candace Owens, what's good with you? Man, she finna shock the world with this one. All right, so let's get into it, man.
What can I say? What can I say? Well, let's start with Kanye West. There's something about Kanye West. He has a way with words, gets himself to a lot of trouble. And then when you revisit his words, you start to realize that he was making a lot of sense when you thought that he sounded completely crazy. And currently we're in that stage where a lot that Kanye West said years ago is aging like fine wine. Remember, it was him that told us that Diddy was a Fed. He was on a show and he was like, he's a Fed, he's a Fed. And everyone was like, what are you talking about? And he said, well, part of the deal when Diddy, notoriously him and J-Lo were in the club, they began ringing out shots, shooting in the club. And then Diddy sort of didn't get into a lot of trouble for that. And Kanye was saying that it's because he did a deal with the feds. And part of that deal was that Diddy had to control other people in the industry. So we are giving you your freedom, but on behalf of the feds, you are going to keep some people in the industry in line. So you can imagine the feds just like messaging. Again, this is allegedly, according to Ye, messaging Diddy whenever they want him to get somebody under their thumb. And of course, Kanye West would be someone that they wanted to get under their thumb. And Kanye also mentioned that there were
and it didn't work. Kanye West, boy, they try to get Kanye West any way they can, but it didn't work. So yeah, but Diddy, man, he was saying that he was feds, working with the feds. Gene Deal even said that in one interview that P. Diddy, the diddler, Brother Love, was working with the feds. But it looks like P. Diddy, Brother Love, pissed somebody off. Now he's ruined his career over drugs and sex and alcohol and partying and all that. But man, anyway, let's get back into it.
A lot of entertainers and athletes who he claimed were controlled. Take a listen.
They can't control me. You get what I'm saying? They can control Shaq. They can control Charles Barkley. They can control LeBron James. They can control Jay-Z and Beyonce.
But not you, man.
But they can't control me. You see, it ain't no name I won't name.
And we didn't know what he was referring to then, but I will say that there is something I've noticed about those names that he is naming. LeBron James, Beyonce, Jay-Z. Why is he saying these people in particular? Well, as we know, they have a lot of clout in Black America. In fact, Black America treats these people like they're kings and queens. In fact, Black America refers to these individuals as kings and queens. Yes, LeBron James is known as the king, right? Beyonce is the queen, Queen Bey. Whenever these people come out and they make a statement politically, everyone just immediately gets into formation, especially for Beyonce, if you get where I'm going here. Beyonce and Jay-Z were one of the first people that were out marching for Trayvon Martin. Remember that picture of them? They were out marching and everyone said, oh my gosh, that was it. Suddenly BLM was a thing. It was mainstreamed and you were not allowed to be a Black person that stood against BLM, because who would stand against something that the Queen herself ordained? And something else that I've noticed is that these individuals, they're all on the same side politically. Like, don't you think that's kind of strange? Wouldn't you just expect amongst different people for them to just have different opinions? Like, who do you agree with 100% of the time? Well, as it turns out, in Hollywood, you essentially have to be on the left. You have to, especially if you're a Black American, feed the Democrat machine. And the Democrat machine loves a good race bait, right? We're constantly having to tell Black Americans that, oh, just, you know, one more hill to climb. If you guys elect Barack Obama, then the racism of the past will be over. Then Black Americans elect Barack Obama, and after Barack Obama's president, it seems like race issues are worse than ever before. Oh, it's okay. We've got BLM now, and if we just keep rioting and looting in the streets, then we will finally get the justice that we deserve. And truly,
all that pandering, boy, they be trying to do to us. She right. Everybody is always pushing the Democratic Party, man. All the entertainers. And none of them living like us.
Come on now, dog.
Ain't none of them living like us.
truly, it's crazy to see this. It's crazy to see how easy it is for these celebrities to come out and make a statement and to just watch all of Black America follow along, asking no questions as if everybody's a robot. And God forbid you're someone like me who goes, hey, wait a minute. What if this is just stupid? And they go, oh, Uncle Tom, race traitor. She must do this for white people. She doesn't care about us. She ain't like us. She is not invited to the cookout. That's what they tell me.
You ain't invited to the cookout.
I mean, I'm not invited to the cookout. And essentially what they're saying is we are all one monolith. And we have, in a lot of ways, become a monolith because we worship these stars. It's quite bizarre to see this. And so LeBron James, let's really hone in on his messages of the past because he's become one of these, I would say, state puppets. Whatever the state wants, whatever initiative the state is after, LeBron James is selling to the youth. As one example, of course, with George Floyd. Oh my gosh, he was really trying to tell Black America, oh my gosh, you should be out rioting. We should be out rioting and protesting because I am enraged and you should be enraged. And here is something that he actually shared on his Instagram at that time. Do you understand now? Exclamation point, question mark, exclamation point, question mark. Or is it still blurred to you? Hashtag stay woke. And then the photo is Derek Chauvin and George Floyd. This is why. And of course, Colin Kaepernick, who became a hero, picked out his hair, decided he only wanted to be known as Black and not half white as he is. He really leaned into this stereotype of a Black man suffering, playing for the NFL, earning millions of dollars, despite the fact that he's a subpar player.
Sound familiar? Look like Scamala. That sounds very familiar, boy. Yeah, LeBron James, man, he I don't know why he that's crazy. I guess he did it and people was reacting off of it too. Like LeBron James actually lived our lives as an adult. The man been rich since high school. He don't know nothing about the Black struggle, period. I'm gonna hit his ass with a
come on now, dog. Come on, man.
Come on, LeBron. Get on him, Candace.
And that was it. A movement was born. And that wasn't it, by the way. When the Ahmaud Arbery footage was released, this is what LeBron James tweeted. He tweeted, "We're literally hunted every day. Every time we step foot outside the comfort of our homes. Can't even go for a damn jog, man. Like, what the F, man? Are you kidding me?" Exclamation points, question mark, exclamation point, question mark, a lot of that, okay? No, man, for real. Are you kidding me? I'm sorry, Ahmaud. Rest in paradise, and my prayers and blessings sent to the family. I can't.
LeBron, man. That's pandering to us to stir up. It was to stir up something in the streets. LeBron James, you can come outside your house, man. You live in Beverly Hills. Ain't nothing going on in Beverly Hills but mansions and nothing. It's safe. But that's what they do to try to stir up the Black people or anybody who's feeling like they've been, being mistreated and all that other stuff. So Candace is calling them out. Keep calling them out, man. So where is LeBron at now, though? Since P. Diddy got busted, everybody quiet. Everybody quiet. And LeBron done been to several P. Diddy parties.
You guys have the second part of this tweet? Basically, oh yeah, that's it. That's all he wrote. That was the end of the tweet. And so you see this message again where LeBron James is taking on this ability to just make Black Americans lean into the emotion of every situation. Even, you know, if the reality is that George Floyd, as they were trying to peaceably arrest him, ingested a bunch of fentanyl like he had done in the past and had 3 times the amount of fentanyl inside of his system, enough fentanyl in him to kill a horse. And even if the reality is that fentanyl quite literally makes you stop breathing, he leaves that out because the message here is that white people are the enemy, cops are the enemy. And he carried on this message. Also, the situation pertaining to Jacob Blake, he tweeted this, and y'all wonder why we say what we say about the police. Someone please tell me, what the F is this? Exactly. Another Black man being targeted. This SHIT is so wrong and so sad. Feel sorry for him, his family, and our people. We want justice. And he retweets Attorney Crump. Now, I just want to remind you guys, Jacob Blake, he was that 29-year-old Black man who was partly paralyzed after a white police officer shot him 7 times in the back in Kenosha. You might remember him as a knife-wielding maniac. He was literally wielding a knife. But somehow this shooting, which was totally justified, became a rallying cry. And there were demonstrators in Kenosha and across the country who were boycotting professional sports leagues as well. And it was just people looting, destroying, what we see over and over again. And they blamed Trump because he said we need law and order. Now, according to the criminal complaint, Blake had allegedly entered the house of a woman he knew. She was the one who called the police in the early hours of the morning. He sexually assaulted her, and then he took a debit card and car keys before fleeing in her vehicle. So yeah, might have been a reason if somebody's coming at you with a knife and is fleeing a scene of a crime after allegedly having sexually assaulted a woman and stolen from her, and she called the police. There might have been a reason that that shooting took place, but LeBron James leaves that out because, again, I don't know who he's working for, but it seems like he's one of the ones that are picked, chosen to deliver this message to the masses. A man who doesn't even touch his own door handles, telling you that we can't go outside. I'm sorry, who can't go outside? What are you speaking about? I'm pretty sure LeBron James lives in a $100 million mansion in Beverly Hills. Why can't you go outside, LeBron?
Pandering. That's why. Boy, these celebrities, boy, they know how to. They got so much influence that they just tweet stuff and get Black people and everybody all riled up and all this stuff. So these are old tweets. You know, Candace, she going back. She's calling LeBron out especially because of the P. Diddy situation. Since he's so for Black people and mad and we want justice, why he ain't coming out right now for all the Black people that Puffy allegedly did all these foul things to? Half of it ain't alleged no more. He really did it. So, to me, allegedly. So where's LeBron at now speaking up? You know, he better not say nothing because it's going to be his ass, literally.
Come on now, dog.
Is it like too hot? Is it like the summertime? I'm not clear on that. So one thing that I've recognized is that LeBron James, despite saying all of this, is really mum on the Diddy case. I mean, if he cares so much about Black victimhood, you would think that he would use his platform to speak right now when the perpetrators are, you know, his friends, allegedly. Let me show you this clip of LeBron James speaking about how much he loves a Diddy party.
Uh-oh. Hey, everybody know ain't no party like a Diddy party, so.
Don't forget to put in the box.
That's what's up. Yeah.
They all happy at that point, boy. Where his ass at now?
Ain't no party like a Diddy party. And by the way, he's not lying there. From everything that I've read, if these allegations are true, there truly is no party like a Diddy party. Because I don't know any party. I've been to a lot of parties in my youth. Never did we have like pink cocaine in bottles and like thousands of bottles of baby oil and people that were sex slaves sleeping with each other. We just did not. So it could be just factually a true statement to say that there ain't no party like a Diddy party. Now let me show you this clip of him partying with Diddy, dancing to a Migos song. Take a listen.
I got the Richie to sit on my lap, and sometimes I always be pulling the blade. After no earth, ever since I got that rocket chain that took the trip out of space.
And turn it down a little bit.
Well, it looks like he's having a really good time. It looks like he's had a lot of time with Diddy. They've been friends for years. They're always hugging, dapping up, bad boys for life, right? And so where is LeBron James, who has elected himself the mayor of speaking out when nobody cares to hear his opinion, speaking out to emote to Black Americans, to make Black Americans emotional in order to make them feel justified in their behavior when they riot and they loot? Because that's what he's doing. He's in his mansion. He's tweeting, you see, we can't even step outside in Beverly Hills. We can't even. And then the Black youth are seeing this. They're going, that's my king. And they take to the streets and they get themselves in trouble. So again, where is LeBron on the Diddy thing? Because if you're telling me that you use your platform to speak out when there are Black victims, there sure as hell seems to be a lot of them when it comes to Diddy. In fact, it would seem, if these allegations are true, that he was systematically victimizing Black men. He was systematically victimizing producers, victimizing women. We saw him obviously beat Cassie. He took ownership of that, so we don't have to say allegedly. When it comes to him beating Cassie, you were friends with him throughout all of this. You were at these parties. You are seeing more and more people speak out about how they were sexually assaulted allegedly at these parties. We understand that people were drugged without them knowing. If, again, these allegations are true from producer Lil Rod and they are replacing the liquor with a cocktail of cocaine and psychostimulants.
That's just crazy. They got to do all that. Man, with all this money, you got to drug people in order for them to, for him to accept, like to be accepted or something. Like the man got emotional issues. He got personality issues, all of that, man. I'm glad that they caught him, you know what I'm saying? Because I got daughters and I got sons. I'm just glad like my daughters didn't get caught up in none of that. Because I got beautiful daughters. They Hollywood looking daughters. So I'm just glad that this man got caught. Because it didn't seem like it didn't matter what age you was. It didn't matter if you was a girl or a boy. It didn't matter to P. Diddy. So I'm glad. We got to get evil people like that up out of society, man, for real. For real. I'm going to hit his ass with a...
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
Get his ass up out of here.
Where are you, king? I say to Black America all the time, bring me your kings and bring me your queens. These are the people that you're supposed to follow into the street as you burn down your own neighborhoods. And now, when you have an objective reality like this one, Diddy having been arrested, not being allowed to make a bail because of how severe the allegations are, people that have produced footage and photos and are speaking out about how scared they are for their lives. Remember? Lil Rod is in hiding, saying that he is scared for his life because he has people everywhere. Has LeBron James offered to cut a check? Has LeBron James simply made...
Hold on. Let me get to these chats real quick, cause like we got some Diddy fans up in here. And I'm on a timeout mission. So I'm about to put a few people in timeout because I don't play that over here, man. So we finna get Willie, whatever his name is, Willie Weasley's. You about to get up out of here. Put you in timeout. Cause ain't no Diddy fans over here. I'm saying, don't nobody play. I don't play around like that. We got one up out of here. We got somebody named Diddy up in here, but you all right. You all right. Who else in here need to be in timeout? I don't like sick people. Don't come up here being sick, man. I'm getting you up out of here. All right?
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
Made a statement that this is wrong. Has LeBron James maybe just said, hey, I was at those parties, but I didn't realize that this was taking place? Or, hear me out, is it plausible that the reason that LeBron James is opting to be so quiet is because when he read that lawsuit and realized that Diddy had cameras everywhere, unbeknownst to his party goers at these freak-offs, is it plausible that he's got LeBron James doing something that he wouldn't want made?
Hell yeah, you got LeBron James in there doing something. That's why LeBron James ain't saying nothing. He ain't saying nothing because he know he was in there with a bottle of baby oil in there, squirting it all over everybody in there. He know he was in there doing something, so he bet not say nothing. He bet not. That's why everybody is quiet. Everybody quiet. That's crazy. You got to know when to leave. You got to know when to leave a Diddy party. You can't be in there after 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock is the cutoff point. You start seeing people leave early, that means you need to start leaving too. A lot of people got caught up. I seen Anthony Anderson in there trying to play it off like he waiting on some food to be cooked. And I hear he was married for 22 years and then ended up getting divorced. Probably got divorced because of that, allegedly. I don't know. What up, Rex? What's going on with you? Got Jose B. What's up with you? We got Young King up in here. We got Jet. We got Dallas. He say Diddy in jail dreaming of Meek's cheeks.
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
Yeah, he in there dreaming of Meek's cheeks, huh? We got Mulch Man say, I wish Candace would run for president. I don't know. I don't think ain't no females, man. Not no president. Not at this time. Maybe in another time, probably. But at this time, while the country is hot and everybody in war and all that stuff, I don't think it's good for a female to be running the country. But she is good, though. I feel you. We got John Jervisoni. John Jeffersoni say, save the children, man. Whatever it takes, man. I'm with you on that, brother. Who else we got in here? We got Eldridge Cleaver. What's going on with you? Yeah, but man, LeBron ass, he ain't gonna say nothing. He ain't gonna tweet about this. He ain't nobody tweeted about it since they found out that Diddy in trouble. Everybody trying to distance themselves. Crazy.
Public. Is it plausible that Ye was right and the feds were using him to keep people in control by filming them when they're high, when they're drunk, when they're doing something that they wouldn't want people to know that they were doing behind closed doors? Maybe it's just cheating on a spouse. Who knows? Is it plausible that he's collected something about LeBron James that he is
looking out, Dallas?
Maybe made public. I don't know. I'm just asking questions. I'm just asking for the king to use his platform to speak to us peasants. And that's all I'm saying about that.
Come on, LeBron.
All right,
Speak
guys,
up.
reminding you about preborn because according to a recent report, Planned Parenthood continues to into issues and they don't in first person format. So she's just like sex trafficking crap. You know what I mean? That wasn't so prevalent. Sex trafficking crap. You know what I mean? Pop consciousness with Rhythm Nation. She's a prolific social media user and has used her profile to support Black Lives Matter to bring awareness to police brutality.
She's talking about Janet Jackson. Janet Jackson. She ain't playing either. She don't like Kamala. And she told Kamala that she ain't black.
Because there's actually two things that I want to point to that are incredible. Now, this journalist is writing is in first person format. So she's just like speaking about what she sees. This is in the journalist's voice. The journalist writes a European tour and preborn.com/Candace. Again, that's preborn.com/Candace. All right, guys, we got to get into this Janet Jackson story. It's actually quite funny. I'm really feeling the Jackson vibes again, like just on the basis of what they have been speaking out about. I don't know if you, Randy Jackson, if you follow him on Instagram. I mean, they're speaking out about really important issues, and they don't seem to be taking the bait of allowing Hollywood to control them. So anyways, Janet Jackson is under fire, and I will tell you why she is under fire, because she is currently on a European tour, and as it goes, when you're on tour, they make you do a bunch of media, a bunch of press just to promote the tour. She also has an upcoming Las Vegas residency that is, I believe, beginning this weekend. So as a part of doing this press, she sat down to give a long form interview to promote her tour with a journalist over at The Guardian named Nosheen Iqbal. Okay, I'm going to read you directly from this interview because there's actually two things that I want to point to that are incredible. Now, this journalist is writing in first person format, so she's just like speaking about what she sees. This is in the journalist's voice. The journalist writes, "We move on to talk about the State of the Union. Jackson brought politics directly to the pop consciousness with Rhythm Nation. She's a prolific social media user and has used her profile to support Black Lives Matter to bring awareness to police brutality. Does she feel despondent about how slow change is incoming, or is she hopeful about the future?" This is a quote now from Janet. "Well, there's all this child trafficking crap that's going on and sex trafficking crap, you know what I mean? That wasn't so prevalent then. The journalist now remarks, it's a strange about turn, not least because of the many allegations of child sexual abuse made against Michael, but it is also the most forceful that she has been since we sat down. Quote, at least we didn't know about it back then. I don't think we did we? Not really. I think it's really now out in the open because it's like $1 billion business and all that crap." The journalist, "I wonder what internet rabbit hole she's been going down. Before I can ask, she's moved on." So first and foremost, she is bringing up something. Janet Jackson is bringing up sex trafficking, human trafficking. We know this is a reality. We know that it's a problem. We've been speaking about it on this show as well. And the journalist, rather than being curious about it, essentially just tries to smear post-mortem smear Michael Jackson, being like, given the allegations against her brother, it's why would she even bring this up? And just wants to move on from it. I just find it incredible that the entire mainstream media apparatus wants to pretend like child sex trafficking is not a thing. Maybe it's because the people that are doing the trafficking.
That's what I'm trying to figure out, Jet. Who gave Diddy a cell phone in prison? Because Diddy on this live. Diddy, you in trouble, brother.
Come on now, dog.
Man.
Have a lot of power in this country. I mean, that's the first thought that comes to my mind. Why would you just move on from this and try to make it seem like she's crazy for talking about an issue that is real? Now, it goes on, and she's quoting Janet here. On the Rhythm Nation album, for us, it was about making a difference in a kid's life, a teenager's life, from them taking this path with drugs and going down the wrong street to trying to make something of themselves. On that record, she sang about joining voices in protest to social injustice and pushing toward a world rid of color lines. I wonder where she stands in the forthcoming election. After all, I say, America could be on the verge of voting its first Black female president, Kamala Harris. This is Janet Jackson. Well, you know what they said, supposedly, she asked me. She's not Black. That's what I heard, that she's Indian. She looks at me expectantly, perhaps assuming that I have Indian heritage. Well, she's both, I offer. Her father's white, Janet says. That's what I was told. I mean, I haven't watched the news in a few days. I was told they discovered her father was white. The journalist writes, I'm floored at this point. It is well known that Harris's father is a Jamaican economist, a Stanford professor who split from her Indian mother when she was 5. Okay. So this journalist is obviously not a journalist. This person is an activist. They were sent to do this interview for a reason, sent to write this profile piece and make it look like Janet is crazy. And of course, sent to get the quotation she expected, which was that it's going to be amazing to have a Black woman as president because, again, they're signaling to Black people, get into line. This is your new Obama, despite any evidence that she is Black. And so I actually thought, has anybody really investigated Kamala Harris's genealogy? Like, we just keep being told she's Black suddenly, and the media keeps overreacting when people say she's not Black. And I can't find any evidence that Kamala Harris is Black. So I said, I'm going to pause everything and do a deep dive on Kamala Harris's genealogy. And what I discovered is so shocking. Okay. So first,
she about to cook Kamala right now, though. She about to expose all these lies, all this stuff, because we all know Kamala ain't black, or Kamala, or Scamala, whatever the hell you want to call her. She about to dig deep, because ain't nobody really, you try to search up Kamala's history, or family tree and all that. They put these pictures up, and it be pictures of people that ain't got nothing. Just watch. She about to start cooking, all right?
Let him cook.
She finna start doing what?
Let him cook. Let him cook. Let him cook now.
She about to do it.
Let him cook. I said let him cook.
First, let's start with just Kamala Harris's birth certificate. This is it. This is an authentic copy of it. It's already been discussed. You can see in the corner there that we have highlighted on her mother. Her mother's name is an Indian name, Shailamala Gopalan.
Y'all can look at the birth. This is an authentic birth certificate. So go ahead and look. I'm going to pause it for a minute. Y'all can look at it and screenshot it or whatever it is you want to do. Because we need to get this out there, man. It's like forged or something. Like they ain't put all the information on there. So look at it for a minute and I'm going to get back to it. All right. Kamala Harris, female, single, October 1964. The mother, her name Shamala Gopalan, whatever her name is, Caucasian. That's what he say, but her mother's a damn Indian. And the dad says Jamaican, but he ain't black. That man's a Caucasian. But anyway, let's go.
And under color or race of mother, her mother has put Caucasian, extremely controversial, but we don't need to focus on the mother because the mother, everyone accepts the mother is not black at all, right? So if she's some...
Mark King says Candace Owens is a liar. Okay. Well, just listen then. If she lying, that's what you believe.
Part Caucasian, majority Indian, everyone accepts that the mother is not the claim to her black heritage. It is the father. On the bottom there, you can see that it says that her father's name is Donald Jasper Harris and that the color or the race of the father is listed as Jamaican. Okay. So you can be Jamaican. You can grow up in Jamaica and not be black. Obviously, it's like Elon Musk, like he was born and raised in Africa. It would be absurd for Elon Musk to say that he was black because he is not black. He is a white African. So I wanted to go further into Donald Jasper Harris, allegedly born in Jamaica in 1938. He has indicated that someone in his family is black. So who are his parents? Okay. So this is Kamala's dad, Donald Harris. We're looking now into Kamala's grandparents.
She about to get deep.
Grandparents' names are Beryl Christie Finnegan Harris and Oscar Joseph Brown Harris. So let's start with Beryl. Let's start with her grandmother. This is an alleged photo of Beryl Christie Harris, okay? It is the only one that exists in the public domain, and I want you guys to know that it was presented by Kamala herself. I looked at it and I was like, oh, okay, like where did this photo come from? Actually, Kamala is the one that entered this into the public domain in her book, which is entitled The Truths We Hold, which was published in 2019. So looking at this woman, she looks black, and she wrote, visiting my paternal grandmother, Beryl, in Jamaica, okay? Now, when I saw this, I assumed it was a fake photo, and I assumed that somebody had put it up other than Kamala, because just doing a very brief search, and then I quadruple checked this across multiple websites, genealogy websites and genealogists, that can't be Kamala's grandmother. Let's pull up a picture of her again. That can't be Kamala's grandmother because, at least according to my research, Grandma Beryl died before Kamala was born. Now, I want the internet to fact check this with me. This is wild, okay? Beryl was born in 1921 and she died in 1960, okay? I've checked grave sites everywhere. This is it's not exactly a very common name and not an exactly very common place, specifically where she was born, St. Anne's Parish in Jamaica. That would mean that Beryl had Kamala's father when she was just 17 years old in 1938, and she died when she was just 39 years old. The black woman in that photo is not 39 years old. So this is a major discrepancy, okay? And this is just a tiny bit of digging. I went, wait a second. Does anybody realize that like Beryl allegedly died when she was 39 years old in 1960? That means that Kamala would have been born 4 years after her grandmother died in 1964. 1964 is when Kamala was born. Her grandmother died in 1960. So who is that woman that is in the photo with Kamala? Okay.
Who is it? Who is that woman?
Beryl Finnegan, now just looking more into her grandmother, was definitively not Black. Now, how do we know this? Because Beryl, that woman that you just saw, her father was Patrick Alhanasus Finnegan, who was an Irish slaver, okay? So that woman that you just saw, at a bare minimum, has to be half white. An Irish slaver is who her father was. Doesn't look like that. Maybe that Irish slaver married a super duper Black woman. I don't know, but I know that that is not a picture of Beryl, and I know that Beryl is at a minimum half white, okay? Because the father was an Irish slaver. Now, what about Kamala's grandfather? The other side of this, Oscar Joseph Brown Harris is his name. That's allegedly who Beryl married, right? Okay. What I've learned about him, this is the photo that they have produced of him. That's supposed to be her grandfather. Where I've learned about Oscar was that he was born in 1914. Brown was his mother's maiden name. His mother was a woman named Christiana Brown, who was known as Miss Chrissy. Christiana Brown's father was also a white Irish slave trader named Colonel Hamilton Brown. That is the white Irish slave trader named Colonel Brown. He married an indentured servant, an Irish woman named Kate Williams, presumably Catherine Williams. And let me tell you how wealthy her family was. Colonel Hamilton established the town that they lived in. It was called Hamilton Town. It's now called Brown Town. And he owned at a minimum.
Pound Town, Brown Town, whatever it is. What's that song Sexy Red got? Man.
1,120 slaves, according to records, okay? So they were a family of wealthy Irish slave traders. But now let's go back to that photo again. Who is this with Kamala Harris that is wrongly assumed to be her grandmother? Again, you guys can fact check me. I was going, this is just weird. How did nobody notice this? Well, that woman looks an awful lot like a slightly younger version of somebody that we are told is Kamala's great-grandmother, okay? A woman named Aura Iris Finnegan Allen. See, that face looks just like the woman that we just saw, but slightly older. Now, let's go back again to that photo of the Beryl, who's definitely not Beryl, okay? And let's go forward here so you guys can get this in your head. That looks like the same woman to me, okay?
Look like the same lady. The colored picture looked like a younger version of this black and white picture. So they playing games. Kamala and them playing games. They playing games for real.
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
But this woman is allegedly her great-grandmother, who is known as Miss Iris, okay? So pull up Miss Iris again, the great-grandmother who Kamala is allegedly on her lap. We can all agree that that woman looks to be at least some percentage Black, and it's about to get weird, okay? So first, just so we are clear, even if this woman was 100% Black, that would make Kamala majority Irish white. She would be majority white. So it's completely crazy that she would suddenly claw out and pretend that she's Black, okay? If she was 100%, that woman, great-grandmother, if she was 100% Black, that would make Kamala 12% Black under a best case scenario. But I thought, okay, that's Miss Iris. She's saying that's her great-grandmother. Let me verify that Miss Iris was fully Black. And a way to do that would be to take a look at Miss Iris's children, you know? Now, to be clear, she allegedly had 4 children. So we have Kamala's missing grandmother, Beryl, who allegedly died at the age of 39, as well as some of Kamala's great uncles and great aunts. And their names were Abraham Judah Finnegan, Noel Finnegan, and Bernard Finnegan, okay? So Beryl, the missing grandma, has 3 siblings: Abraham, Judah Finnegan, Noel Finnegan, and Bernard Finnegan. All of these people have apparently evaporated into thin air. Literally cannot find a single trace of these people, who definitely do not have Black names, okay? And I'm just going, I just want to see a picture here. So I'm going to put a bounty on it. I would like someone to do a little bit of due diligence here. Find me Beryl Finnegan and Beryl's 3 siblings, okay? A photo, anything, $1,000. You email it to info@CandaceOwens.com, because I am telling you, something is not right here. How did nobody realize that Beryl died in 1960 and Kamala, in her book, published a photo of a grandparent who she wasn't alive to meet, okay? Where is the real Beryl? I would like a photo of Beryl, a photo of any of Beryl's siblings, literally disappeared without a trace. This is the only reason, okay, that people are convinced that Kamala must have some Black in her family, is because of these alleged relatives. And it's just ironic, because her family is extraordinarily Irish white, extraordinarily wealthy slave owning descendants. And the only reason we have this image in our head, just like Trump said, suddenly she was Black, is because Kamala's father in 2020, just after Kamala published that photo in her book, Kamala's father in 2020 similarly decided to publish an essay entitled Reflections of a Jamaican Father, where he only included, in all of his white Irish slave-owning family, he only decided to include a photo of Miss Iris and Miss Chrissy, who look like the same person to me. Why would he do that? We got a big old family, got a ton of wealth, everyone's got a slave. Why did you decide in 2020 to publish a photo of these 2 women, just like Kamala did in her book?
Because they was Black, they look Black, so we can all assume that Kamala Harris has some Black in her. That's crazy. They playing the mind games, boy. Mind games. And we falling for it. I ain't falling for it. I don't know about y'all, but y'all can fall for that if you want to.
I've got question marks. I don't know how it's possible that every time we are electing someone to office, they have a very shady family background, and hers is extremely shady. By the way, Finnegan, there are tons of Finnegans, okay? So I'm not putting 2 and 2 together here, but that also is Joe Biden's family name, like Finnegans for Joe Biden's family, Finnegans in her family. I wonder.
What? Damn. So Joe Biden and Kamala might be related. But, like she says, a lot of Finnegans out here. But that's just a coincidence that you're the vice president of the president, and y'all have both have Finnegans in your family. They did say that the presidents, a lot of these presidents and things like that, they be related, like 5th cousins and all this other stuff. So, hey, just like Obama. So I wouldn't doubt it. They trying to keep it in the family, keep that power going.
If there's a little bit of cross-contamination, could be, could not be. Like I said, it's a popular last name, but there's something weird here, okay? Beryl and siblings, huge question mark. I don't know, Abraham Judah does not sound to me like the blackest person in the world. And I'm gonna need you guys to get on it, internet. $1,000 bounty, email it to info@CandaceOwens.com, especially if you're in Jamaica. Like, we gotta be able to find something here. Like, if these siblings just disappeared into thin air, where's great aunt and great uncle? Where's your great unc? All right, guys, I'm going to pause there and tell you a bit about Native Path.
She paying $1,000 if anybody can find any pictures of her supposedly grandmother's kids. Supposed to have 4 of them. That lady in that picture is not her grandmother. So she's saying if y'all can find those pictures, send it to her. She'll pay y'all $1,000. I'm about to get on the job in a minute. Get that 1,000. Anyway, let's skip up a little bit. How y'all doing, man? I'm glad y'all tapping in with me, man. I'm gonna be on here for just a little bit. Let's see what she's talking about up here. Let me see.
Candace, today. All right, guys. So by the time we finished our episode on Friday, I realized that I was trending on the internet, and I was trending on the internet because I tweeted something I will tell you what I tweeted. Gangster rap was never black culture. It was created by the feds who proffered deals to homosexual black men in prison and then turned them into artificial celebrities. The goal was to create false idols, to destroy black American values. I will never change my mind on this, obviously. So I guess people started asking some rappers who they believe contributed to the gangster rap scene whether or not what I had to say was correct. And Ice Cube responded. He wrote, "We called it reality rap. The industry coined it gangster rap. The fans wanted gangster rap, and that's what they got. The feds didn't write none of my shit. I'm a real MC." Okay. So I never said the feds wrote the music. So all these like publications were like, that Ice Cube debunks or whatever, like Ice Cube gets Candace and says that this is crazy theory. I never said they wrote the lyrics. I do not think the feds are writing the lyrics to Sexy Red. That's not how this works, you know? And I would, by the way, welcome this conversation with you, Ice Cube, because I think you probably do understand exactly what I'm talking about, okay? So essentially, and this is not just, by the way, for gangster rap music. This is also it was an entire Fed operation. When you look into Tavistock Institute, they introduced love, drugs, and rock and roll. Like the hippie music and the hippie era was not organic. I hope you recognize that by now. It was actually the CIA that provided the LSD, got everybody high, okay? And you can look up Charles Manson, who was a part of the MK Ultra program. He was a person that was in and out of prison. They decided to turn him into an asset. He was given all of these drugs to distribute, to get people high all of the time. That is what I'm speaking about. So they have some explicit end and they introduce a drug into the community. I believe truly when it comes to the hippie generation, it was about turning a very Christian society into a free love, sex everywhere type of society. And the book that I recommend you guys read, if you're looking for documents and looking for people to cite where that came from, you guys know I've told you to read Chaos 1,000 times. I'm going to tell you 1,000 more times. It's really shocking to understand how much the feds were involved in distributing CIA.
Y'all need to stick around, man. She finna bring Tupac Shakur into this conversation, and just stick around. It's gonna kind of blow your mind. No Diddy, but it's gonna blow your mind because I know plenty of people probably seen this interview before. A young Tupac, but she's finna bring him into it. I'm not gonna give it away. But y'all stick around about another minute or two. You know, Candace Owens like to talk a lot. And I be wanting to hit her ass with a,
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
she be talking, but y'all want to stick around for this though.
Now this kind of makes us go back to what we covered on Friday's episode where you had that guy, I think his name was Brandon Odie, who said that hip hop was a similar agenda, that they were flooding drugs, that the feds were flooding drugs, the DEA was flooding drugs into the community, drugs that were a mixture. Again, this guy, Jonathan Odie, was sounding crazy in 2018, but it sort of matches up. It radically transformed Black American society in the same way that LSD and the hippie communes radically transformed family life amongst white Americans, right? It was meant to crush, in my view, the Christian culture, that they did not feel that they could control people as individuals, is what they need. They need to break apart the family unit if they want to control you, right? They don't want you listening to your mom. They want you cutting class, strumming on a guitar. And I very much believe that the Beatles were created by the feds. And if you look into the murder of what was the book that John Lennon, this killer, was allegedly holding? Catcher.
Hey, Rethink Inc. This is probably the video. Because when I seen it, it had me like, Like it was crazy. So y'all need to stick around. You're gonna see Tupac in a different light. Like we all know the thug and thug life and all this other stuff, but this video right here, and everybody's seen it, but I'm quite sure when they seen it, they didn't really look at it. They just was, Tupac been gone for over 20 something years, and we all like to see him, talking and walking, seeing videos and all this stuff. But this video right here, man, Candace is she owned to something. I love Tupac. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, my visions of Tupac is thug life, hardcore, gangster, and all that other stuff. But this little video she gonna show, it's gonna paint him in a different light. Y'all let me know when y'all see it.
In the Rye, I think was the book that he was holding. And if you look into the truth, there's the CIA was there that day that he got shot. So I have a lot of questions about that. And yes, it is 1000% true that they had these psychiatric institutes that were looking into the way that music frequencies would impact our behavior. So does it mean that the feds are writing the music for people that are strumming the guitar? No, but it does mean that they are specifically going out and finding artists to fulfill a specific goal, right? It is not a coincidence that they just keep finding these people that are creating derogatory music. Black American music was uplifting. Black American music was about family life. Black American music was about love. Then there was this radical shift. And suddenly it's like all of the execs wanted to sign people that were talking about drugs and thug life and bop, bop, bop in the club. And it just becomes more and more derogatory. And we can see the impact of those frequencies all around us.
Bad influences, Candace, to keep the jails full, keep crime going, break up the family structure, all of that stuff. And I believe that, like, music, like when I was younger, man, you couldn't even, it was no cussing. You couldn't even, none of the music that they were playing as far as rap goes, it was no cussing in the raps. And when they did, they either bleeped it out or reversed it real quick so you know, so they can censor it. But now it don't even matter now. They damn near naked on videos and saying all the cuss words in the book. So I get it. But y'all stick around for this bombshell as far as with Tupac. Y'all gonna see Tupac in a whole different light. It's a younger version of him, but it's like, it's crazy. When I seen it, I was like, wait a minute.
Kids aspiring to live that life because they think it's cool. That is the Hollywood it factor, right? We're going to make this guy seem cool. We're going to get them to follow Jay-Z. We're going to get them to worship this lifestyle and believe that if they live this life, if they're selling drugs, they could maybe one day end up like Jay-Z. That is what I am saying. It was a Fed operation once they realized that they wanted to break apart the Black family and they wanted to create this hip hop to prison pipeline. They went out, they found the artists that they wanted. I believe the execs are a part of this. And I think much more is going to come out in this Diddy suit because there were musical execs that were named in this that the media is conveniently forgetting. I believe they were a part of that operation. Actually, ironically, speaking of the Beatles, Lucien Grange, who was named in the Diddy suit as the person that's allegedly sits at the top with Diddy, used to be working for the Beatles. He had a different last name, a totally different last name. It used to just be G-E-E. And he worked with his father as a tailor to the Beatles. And now he's a giant music exec. So as I said, more will come out. I stand by my statement that gangster rap was intentionally encouraged. And then they found some people that were just straight up actors.
It was. Music was, back then, music was too happy. It was, the rap music was entirely too happy. People breakdancing, having fun, all of that stuff. So they had to systematically change it because we were too happy, man. I remember hip hop being happy. It was fun. It ain't too much fun no more. Everybody drilling and doing all this crazy stuff. It's crazy, but let's keep on going.
To play this role of a gangster. And one of those people is obviously Tupac. So let's just watch.
Hold on, let me get Hunter Johnson up out of here. Let me get the Hunter, man. Let me get the Hunter Biden, Hunter Johnson up out of here, man. I ain't got time for that, man. I'm gonna put you on a long time out. Put you in the corner with the rest of the damn dunce. Get him up out of here, man. Get out of here.
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
You up out of here. I know you can still see me. You can't text. But you up out of here, brother.
This footage, you may forget this. Tupac was an actor, and I'm pretty sure he was not a heterosexual actor either on the
Hold on, let me rewind that. Let me rewind to what she said about Tupac when I was rudely disturbed by Hunter Johnson.
Of a gangster. And one of those people is obviously G-E-E. And he worked with his father as a tailor to the Beatles. And now he's a giant music exec. So as I said, more will come out. I stand by my statement that gangster rap was intentionally encouraged. And then they found some people that were just straight up actors to play this role of a gangster. And one of those people is obviously Tupac. So let's just watch this footage. You may forget this. Tupac was an actor, and I'm pretty sure he was not a heterosexual actor either on the basis.
You heard what she said? She said Tupac was an actor, and she's quite sure he wasn't a heterosexual male on this interview at this point in his life.
Of this clip, take a listen.
I'm most like my mom because I'm arrogant. Totally arrogant. I agree. I have to say it. Like at work, I can't hold a job. I just quit my job today, actually, because I wanted to come and do this. And they wouldn't let me. And I felt like it was important, and it was more important than serving pizza. And we had enough people. So I felt like since I'm an actor, they should understand. They should have let me do it. But they didn't. And then I had a cold. So they were making me work in a freezer. And I'm really not one to be disrespected. And I felt like that was disrespectful because I asked to go, you know. So I quit. And he told me I couldn't quit. And that even made me hyper. I'm arrogant. So when he told me I couldn't quit and we had all these customers, I chose that time to jump on a soapbox, grab my leather jacket, light a cigarette in front of him, smoke, and leave in the middle of a rush. So that was natural. That's arrogance at the top. That's what I think I'm most like my mother. And she likes it. She'll see it in me and know it. And we clash a lot because I'm arrogant, she's arrogant. And you should see us when we get in our little attitude moods.
Y'all seen that? If y'all see what I see, put a rainbow in the chat. If y'all seen what I seen, I'm gonna replay it because when I seen that, I seen this interview a couple times. You know what I'm saying? Back in the day, and she brought this up. I was like, wait a minute. I know he was in ballet and all this other stuff. But I wasn't really paying attention to Tupac like that. Like, you know. But when I seen him, I'm like, wait a minute. This dude here, he thug life and, you know, and then he's 17 on here. So at 17, man, you already know what you like. You know what I'm saying? Like you 17-year-old, you already became a man and you are a man's man and stuff like that. And Tupac to had him type of mannerisms and all this and just the soft voice and all that stuff, you know, and the person we all know, he'll stab you, shoot you, and do everything. You know what I'm saying? We know he an actor. After that movie Juice, he became the Tupac that we all know and love. I believe that. That movie, he was like, man, he couldn't get up out that role. But to see this before that movie, it's like, is Tupac, is he acting tough? This is his real self? You know, at 17, man, you already, you ain't, I don't know, it's hard to explain. But the men in the chat, you know what I'm talking about. When you're 17, you're already tough. Like, you ain't soft like this man right here that we seeing right here. People gonna chat and be like, well, he was young. Yeah, okay. I was 17, but I didn't have them mannerisms. I was a man at 17. Anyway, let's play it again so y'all can see what I'm talking about. If you didn't see it, man, you're going to see it again.
Of a gangster. And one of those people is obviously Tupac. So let's just watch this footage. You may forget this. Tupac was an actor, and I'm pretty sure he was not a heterosexual actor either on the basis of this clip. Take a listen.
I'm most like my mom because I'm arrogant. Totally arrogant.
I know I've seen some soft men with that look, with them shiny lips and that smile like that. It just, and that shirt he got on don't even make it look no better, man. I love Tupac, you know what I'm saying? But I ain't trying to take nothing away from him, but it just looked crazy. It looked crazy to me. Let me read the no, let me let it play a little bit.
I agree. I have to say it. Like at work, I can't hold a job. I just quit.
Look at that hand. Look at it. Look at how he's those gestures. Like, you know, we all is this lifestyle is in the open now, and a man knows when another man is soft. I'm gonna just call it soft. So all of a sudden, he changed into this thug life person. I mean, people can change. You know, I truly believe if he wasn't heterosexual then, he is now. You know what I'm saying? That's what he died showing us. So, but just to this video, like if you watch the whole thing, he do say he was talking to girls and stuff like that, but it's just like his mannerisms, like he wasn't quite sure to me.
My job today actually because I wanted to come and do this, and they wouldn't let me, and I felt like it was important, and it was more important than serving pizza, and we had enough people, so I felt like since I'm an actor, they should understand. They should have let me do it, but they
should understand and should let me do it. Like I don't know, man. It's funny, man. Let me see. Larry Vaughn say maybe he's acting here. Yeah, acting soft. Like was his real self at 17. Like all that stuff we seen from Tupac, all that was learned behavior, the thug life guy. But this right here is the innocent 17-year-old. I guess you could say he was innocent. But it's just his mannerisms, man. I don't want to throw no shade on Pac. He died a man, but right here he was more feminine. The man, you already know his body. He said he was doing ballet and in the performing arts school and all this other stuff, you know. Anyway, let me rewind. Let me play it again.
Basis of this clip. Take a listen.
I'm most like my mom because I'm arrogant. Totally arrogant. I agree. I have to say it. Like at work, I can't hold a job. I just quit my job today actually because I wanted to come and do this, and they wouldn't let me, and I felt like it was important, and it was more important than serving people.
You say acting soft to get a part. What part? He wasn't. What part? Willie Lancaster acting soft to get a part. I don't know. Yeah, the acting skills is too good for. If he acting right there, he sure know how to act soft. Like he know how to act soft like surgical cotton right there. I don't know. And you can't look at the old Tupac, the one that we all know. This is prior to that person. This is before all of that. He wasn't acting. He didn't get no movie roles. He wasn't. They didn't tell him to come in there and act like that. They was just asking personal questions about his life and whatever the little questions was. Y'all need to go look at this. The whole interview is like 30 minutes long. But yeah, I don't know, man. It confused me. It blew my mind. No Diddy.
Pizza, and we had enough people, so I felt like since I'm an actor, they should understand. They should have let me do it, but they didn't. And then I had a cold, so they were making me work in a freezer. And I just quit my job today. I just quit my job.
Come on, man. Look at that.
Today, actually. Because I'm arrogant. Totally arrogant. I agree. I have to say it. Like at work, I can't hold a job. I just quit my job today.
sexual actor
That's crazy.
either on the basis of this clip. Take a listen.
I'm most like my mom because I'm arrogant. Totally arrogant. I agree. I have to say it. Like at work, I can't hold a job. I just quit my job today, actually, because I wanted to come and do this. And they wouldn't let me. And I felt like it was important, and it was more important than serving pizza. And we had enough people. So I felt like since I'm an actor, they should understand. They should have let me do it. But they didn't. And then I had a cold. So they were making me work in a freezer. And I'm really not one to be disrespected. And I felt like that was disrespectful because I asked to go, you know. So I quit. And he told me I couldn't quit. And that even made me hyper. I'm arrogant. So when he told me I couldn't quit and we had all these customers, I chose that time to jump on a soapbox, grab my leather jacket, light a cigarette in front of him, smoke, and leave in the middle of a rush. So that was natural high. That's arrogance at the top. That's I think I'm most like my mother. And she likes it. She'll see it in me and know it. And we clash a lot because I'm arrogant, she's arrogant. And you should see us when we get in our little attitude moods.
Y'all see all them hands. Let me read some of these chats. Lyric say, had he done any films at this point? No. He wasn't an actor at that point. He was at that school, that performing arts school. He was doing ballet and dancing and all this stuff. Of course, he was doing a little music and stuff, but it wasn't the pop music that we all know. What else? Let me see. To me, it was kind of suspect, man. I don't care. I know we change as we get older, you know, and but at that point, when you at that age, man, it's hard to explain. I know me, when I was 17, I was not doing no hand gestures like that. I wasn't being soft at all, none of that. I ain't never been from the streets. I ain't no gang member or nothing like that, you know, but a man can look at another man and tell that that the man is soft. And when I seen that and she pointed it out, it hit me. I'm like, damn. It's crazy to see that from Tupac. Because in my mind, I'm thinking about the thug life Tupac. I ain't thinking about just a regular Tupac Shakur that wasn't influenced and heavily influenced in the films and the music and all that stuff. So, yeah, man, that's crazy. Splash, what'd you say? Splash Fuzz say a lot of these rappers are gay. Man, that dude that they interrogated, that one white, what's his name? Jonathan Lodi, the one that was, everybody thought that was crazy, and he was saying Rick Ross and DJ Khaled and Puffy is gay. Man. Wow. Tim D say maybe he disappeared so he could be himself on a secret gay island somewhere. Wow. H Nitty say he was fruity, as they all fruity. Nage DK say back in the day Pac was Diddy. Wow. Herman say all these rappers are sus. Reminisce say he's a little zesty. They all fruity. Man, I see everybody seen what I seen. I had to watch it a few times. I'm like, then I ended up watching the whole interview. But like I say, man, just to let you know, he did say he was talking to girls and doing certain things to get women and stuff like that. But hey, you got the down low. So, but man, I don't want to take nothing away from Tupac, man. This is a young Tupac Shakur. He died as a gangster, allegedly died. Because the dude who they interrogated said something about Tupac in Cuba. So I don't know. We'll never know, man. Anyway, let's keep this one going, man. I ain't gonna rewind it no more. Y'all seen what I seen. If y'all want to go check the video out, it's called what what is it called? Historical films, and then put Tupac in there and you'll see it. It's like a 30-minute interview. Guess he was, I ain't gonna say he was going for a role, but he quit his job to go to that place to be interviewed. I guess a future role or a future spot in the movie or something like that. But anyway, let's go.
I'm just saying it's a lot of hand movement for an eventual thug life gangster. Okay. And like I said, he was in school for performing arts. Yeah, they were looking for people. That's him being cast. And it's very obvious to me that gangster rap was some sort of an operation and remains today. All of the trap music, all the people that are getting signed. I don't say this with any ill will in my heart. I'm just not going to be convinced that, like, you know, Sexy Red is the #1 talent that Black America can offer, that she gets a record deal, and that they couldn't find someone else that was producing music of a higher caliber. Again, not a shot at her, not a shot at you, Ice Cube, just calling it like I see it because it is very obvious. All right, guys, I do also, before we go, want to get to this Katy Perry story because it's great. I really appreciated this about Katy Perry years ago. I obviously have used my platform to speak out against the Me Too movement, and there was no greater proof of just innocent, I mean, guilty until proven innocent, and sort of this war against men, than when Kesha literally just cried in the back of a courtroom. Like, she just was crying in the back of the courtroom, trying to get out of her deal with Sony. And the entire world broke in her favor, believed that she was a victim, because why else would a woman be crying when she's not getting what she wants, unless everything she's saying is true? And she made these allegations against Dr. Luke, who was her then producer, that he had raped her. And that was all it took. She made the allegation. They said she was so brave. She sort of...
Alex says, Mr. Zach, would I ever go on a date with Tupac? I'm going to hit your ass, Alex, with one of these.
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
I don't swing that way, brother. I did run into Tupac one time in Hollywood. I'll tell you that story. I was with my first kid's mother. You hear that? My first kid's mother. We went to a comedy show at the Hollywood Palladium in Hollywood, and it was Chris Tucker, a Chris Tucker show. At the end of the show, everybody was leaving out the venue, out the front door. They had everybody leaving out the front door when it was over. And I was holding my first baby mother's hand. A lot of people trying to get out the door at once. So once we exited the venue, I heard what it sounded like it was Tupac. And I heard him say, "Hey, Suge, I'm finna go over here." And I looked, and it was Tupac. So my baby mama, she seen him too. So I squeezed the hell out of her hand, like, you better not act like no damn groupie like all the rest of them damn females. And he was with, I think 2 females or either 3, and Suge had 2 himself. They was in separate cars. So we moving up out the building, and somehow, some way, when I turned around, me and Tupac bumped into each other, like kind of a hard bump. And I was expecting Tupac to be nigga and do all this and stuff, but he was a polite guy. You know what I'm saying? I ain't even gonna say he was an asshole. He wasn't. He said, "Excuse me," and you know what I'm saying, "My bad, man, excuse me." And in my mind, I'm like, "You better say excuse me." But I was like, "Man, you good. It's all good." And that was it. Shit, he went his way with the 2-3 girls he had, and I went with my kid's mother, and we went to the car. She was all happy and stuff like that, but she didn't embarrass me. You know what I'm saying? Because I would have felt some kind of way, even though, you know, it is Tupac, but I'm Mr. Zach, so don't do me like that. You can talk about it and call your friends on the way home or whatever it is, but not finna act like that in public, especially with me. But yeah, that's my little Tupac story. But to go out on a date with Tupac, Hell no, what are you talking about, man? I don't get down like that, Alex. It ain't made up, fool. Tupac, he a human being. The man, he be out. You know what I'm saying? You're running. I done ran into plenty of stars. I'm from California. Hollywood ain't too far from me, 20 minutes away. So if you live in this area, if you live in California, you're gonna run into somebody that you've seen in the movies. You're gonna run into a rapper. You're gonna run into a athlete. You're gonna run into anybody. So it ain't no made up story. I got a Diddy story too. I met Puff Daddy too, and it was at a studio. It was a big studio in Hollywood where have the building is nothing but like studios. So I was in there with a couple of my buddies, and one of my buddies, he made beats and stuff like that. So he was in there making beats and all this stuff. So me and one of my other friends, we went out into the hallway of this studio. So we standing out there chopping it up, talking, and a door down the hallway opened up. A little guy came out, and at this point, now I know it was Lil C's. You know what I'm saying? This was a long time ago. I'm 51 years old, so I'm talking like maybe 27, 28 years ago. So, yeah, it happened to be Lil C's, and that, you know, now that I see and know the players that was part of Junior Mafia and all that stuff, because they was new. Junior Mafia wasn't out like that. Lil Kim, them wasn't out. None of that. But it was Lil C's and some other guy, some other tall guy. It wasn't Biggie. And they walking our way, and then Puffy come out. I knew who Puff Daddy was, or P. Diddy, or the Diddler, whatever you want to call him. I know who that was. But the guy that I was standing out in the hallway with, he was a producer. So he kind of knew them a little bit. You know what I'm saying? A little bit. I was kind of new to the game. I wasn't really hanging out like that. I just happened to go to a studio one time with them. And they walked up and whatever. And my boy, the one who made the beats, he knew who they were. So they chopped it up a little bit. But when Puffy came, Puffy was introducing himself to everybody like we didn't know who he was. And he ended up shaking my hand. And when he shook my hand, he grabbed my hand. He shook my hand with two hands. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, well, normally, you know, you shake hands and you know, pull yourself in, shake hands, and what's going on with you? But when Puffy shook my hand, he shook my hand with two hands, and one of his hands rubbed up on my arm like this. Like this. He shook my hand. I'm like, pulled away a little bit. I squeezed the hell out of his hand because let him know, what the hell is you doing? But I was like, well, maybe that's how you shake hands. I ain't never met Puffy before. I don't know. But he ended up rubbing my arm up a little bit. But now all this stuff came out about him. I'm like, was this man trying to size me up or what? In my mind now, I want to go and get, report a lawsuit. Like, man, this man, you know what I'm saying? Like, was he trying to rub my arm or what the hell the man was doing? That was funny though. It was funny, but you know, I met Puffy. So it is what it is. Now all this stuff that came out about him, I'm like, maybe that's what he was doing. I don't know. Yeah, that's another Puff Daddy story that I got. So I met Puffy and Tupac, two separate occasions. I done met Ice Cube. I done met a lot of these rappers and all this stuff. So I ain't got no reason to sit up here and cap about nothing that I'm talking about. I'm too old for that. But man, it is what it is. Oh, what? Let me see. Diddy on here talking about he remember me now. Man, please. They said Diddy kissed the back of my hand. Yeah, he would have. Yeah, he would have kissed. He would have been kissing some knuckles. That's the only back of the hand his ass would have been kissing. Don't play that. And first say politicians do that all the time. Diddy. King said that's an old school handshake, sign of respect, but he went gay with the rubbing. Yeah, at that point, man, I didn't know. I was a little starstruck at that time, man. I was Puff Daddy, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't looking for no record deals or none of that, but and then mind you, I wasn't even supposed to be there. I just ended up going just to hang out. So to run into him, it was like, okay. All right. And the man is a human. He real. You know, we see him on TV and you know, then when you meet him, little quick situations, you know, your mind be like, damn, that was Puff Daddy. But after that night, it was over with. It wasn't no P. Diddy party or none of that shit. Studio session. They wasn't in the studio with us. They just happened to be in the same building that we was in, because that spot is called damn, what is it called? It's a it start with numbers. I can't remember. I don't know if it was 51 or some studio. I can't remember. That was almost 28 years ago. So I can't remember. I know it was either 151 Studios or something like that. But that was cool though. Yeah, man.
Rebranded as this brave woman, and he quietly was fighting this from.
I don't want to look at Candace Owens no more. Don't want to look at Candace Owens no more. Jet say Diddy probably had his own building. Nah, not in Hollywood. It's certain buildings that have like real nice studios that these rappers and people go and rent. You know what I'm saying? They got the engineers there rent the whole a room out. Like, you know what I'm saying? It ain't no Diddy didn't own no damn old studio at that point, 29 years ago. Nah. They was coming out here renting studio time. But they rented in a nice luxury building with nice, you know, studio equipment and stuff like that. Say who I'm voting for. Let me show you who I'm voting for. This is who I'm not voting for.
What the hell? Joe Biden. Joe Biden hates
That's
her.
not who I'm voting for.
Hates her. You don't mind if I go off teleprompter for a second, do you? Joe Biden hates her.
Now, who Joe Biden hate?
And how about the... What the hell? What the hell? What?
Let him cook.
Kamala, you're fired. Get out of there. You're fired. Not going to take it anymore, Kamala.
I ain't vote for no damn Kamala. I'm going for Trump, man. Trump 2024. You know what I'm saying? So once he get in there, I can't wait. I can't wait because I am so tired of these damn migrants. I'm so tired of the free stuff that they getting. I work hard every day. Matter of fact, I got to be up in about 3-4 hours to go to work. I'm just tired, man. Tired of these high prices, gas, all this stuff. I don't know how much, wherever y'all from, man, whatever state, how much is y'all gas? Because out here where I'm at, I had to find a cheap gas, and the cheap gas is like $4.59 a gallon. Now, if you go, that's at an Arco. That's cheap gas at a place called Arco. You go to Shell or Chevron, you paying $5, $5 something. You know what I'm saying? So I'm tired of that. I can't even go to Jack in the Box or McDonald's and get the number one that used to be about $7. Now it's almost $20 for a damn combo meal. I don't want to keep taxes being raised and all this other stuff, man. Look, I ain't with all that, man. I wanted to be back normal how it was, you know what I'm saying, 4 years ago and prior to that. I can't deal with the communistic price controls. I can't deal with none of that. I can't.
Kamala, you're fired. Get out of there. You're fired. Not going to take it anymore, Kamala.
Not gonna take it no more. That says $3.99, $5.19 in Oakland. Ain't that where Kamala from? I heard she screwed all y'all up there. It's been $7 a gallon in California. Well, it almost got to $7 before. I remember that. I'm like, damn, it was $6.29, $6.58. And I'm like, what the hell going on? Normal means Trump back in office. I feel you, Gloria. Finland is 0. Damn, y'all ain't gotta pay no damn gas. I did that too before, King. I had ordered something online a while back, and I wanted to reorder, and it went up $100 something. Say he had an online grocery order from 2020 saved. It was 132. I hit the reorder the other day. It was $316. Man, that's crazy. Everything just doubled. Rethink Inc. says gas is $3.25 in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. Oh damn, $1.78. Man. Yeah, man. It's crazy. I'm so tired. I'm tired. I'm tired. If the lady, if she would do like real interviews and let the people, hear her policies for real and really get to know her, then maybe maybe I might, but me, I don't feel like a woman at this stage right now that the world is in right now. I don't feel like a woman should be handling President Xi and Kim Jong-un and all them crazy people over there in them different countries. They don't respect women, so that's one reason why I wouldn't vote for her. But if the world was no wars and everybody got along and all that stuff, then maybe, you know what I'm saying? But other than that, I wouldn't be able to trust my life and my liberties through her. Especially she wasn't even really raised here. Like I seen that comment that she went to elementary, but then went to Canada and then came back to go to college out here. Like, no. I can't get down like that. I'm just tripping off like how all the taxes they trying to attack unrealized capital gain. Like, what the hell? You ain't even made how you gonna tax somebody on something that they ain't got? You know what I'm saying? Everything is being taxed. Taxes is taxed that. And with Trump, he cutting taxes. No tax on tips, no tax on overtime, no tax on Social Security. What else? He did a new one now. I can't think of it, but it's like he letting us keep our money. You know what I'm saying? He letting us keep our money. And then the man is an open book. You know what I'm saying? And it's like it's a reason why the Democratic Party is trying to off the man. You know what I'm saying? It's a reason why they're trying to throw all these cases on him. And if you understand that, why wouldn't you vote for him? Because it's something that these people want him. They want him gone because he's going to expose a lot of things. People are going to lose their jobs. You know what I'm saying? He gonna get rid of all these career politicians who do the song and dance for you, but then really don't do nothing. You know what I'm saying? He calling everybody out. You know, and it is the year of exposure. You know what I'm saying? He's exposing. He's gonna expose these people who's been making all this money and don't really care about the American citizens. Who wants to live in a country where the borders and stuff is wide open like that? I'm not used to that, man. I've been here all my life. And the people who crossed the border was people from Mexico. You know what I'm saying? I'm used to that. But people who coming over here from all the 180 countries that hate America, and then come over here because it's an incentive. We gonna take care of you. No, that ain't right, man. King said, how can she be president? She didn't do nothing. You exactly right. She ain't do nothing as a vice president. Didn't do nothing. And to me, she's running. They're trying to erase her whole record. To me, she's running against Kamala. Scamala is running right now for president. That's Scamala. And she's running against Kamala. She's trying to clear her record. She's the one, and her and Biden was the one who made all this mess. And you can't seem to tell the American people how you gonna clean up your mess. Just keep it real. That's all she gotta do is keep it real. Yeah, I was in office. I didn't have total control. You know, I did lie about Biden's cognitive abilities and lied about the board and all that, but I was told to. You know what I'm saying? That's what I would do. I wanted to, but I couldn't. I'm not the head person in charge. You know what I'm saying? She ain't even doing that. Every time somebody asks her, what you gonna do to fix the economy? What you gonna do to lower prices? I mean, you know, and what does she say? Well, I was a middle-aged kid. I mean, kid growing up, and you know, we loved our grass. And she tell this whole big story, but can't tell nobody how she gonna fix the economy or the prices and all this other stuff. Like, that's crazy. Every interview she say the same thing. It don't matter where she at and what somebody asks her. They can ask her, what color you think the sky is? She gonna be like, well, I was a middle class kid and we grew up in it, you know, and I like, come on, lady. I'm so tired of that. Threw the sister on the bus to take the rap. You don't do no interviews. I don't know, man. These people are, I think people who watch CNN and MSNBC and all these fake news.
And how about the fake news? Oh, look at them all back there. Look at all those cameras. Look at all those cameras. Wow. Look at all those cameras, all those fake writers. Look at them.
Everybody that look at the fake news is hypnotized. I think it's some kind of spell or something that they got put on them for even listening to that stuff. They brainwashed brainwashed to the max. Crazy. Y'all can't see what's going on. How she gonna be able to run for president and then get no votes in the primaries and none of that? Like, they just giving these Democrats to people like, here, y'all gonna vote for them. Y'all don't, y'all ain't black. Like, that's stupid. But hey, that's y'all vice president. Crazy.
And welcome to Hannity, and we are 43 days away from an inflection point for this country. That is the 2024 election. Early voting now underway in multiple states, including Pennsylvania, Virginia, and elsewhere. And tonight I start with good news, and there's a little bad news. The good news first. Donald Trump is performing very well in multiple new polls. University of Mary Washington, a survey shows that Donald Trump is deadlocked in the Commonwealth of Virginia That's a state Biden won by 10 points. Meanwhile, a New York Times Siena poll has President Trump up by 5 in Arizona, 4 in Georgia, 2 in North Carolina. On top of last week, the Atlanta Journal-Constitution, they had Trump up 3 in Georgia. Georgia, North Carolina, must-win states for Donald Trump. Now, these were polls of likely voters, which is typically more accurate than, quote, registered voters. But you got to keep this in mind. The New York Times poll traditionally skews left. In 2020, this very same poll was off by 5 points in North Carolina, 5 points in Pennsylvania, off by 6 in Arizona, and a whopping 11 points in Wisconsin. Now, other polls also seem to skew to the left in 2020 and 2016, for that matter. At this very same time, 4 years ago, Donald Trump was down by 7 in the Real Clear Politics average nationwide. A month later, he was down by 10. An Economist YouGov poll had Trump down by 10. And by the way, that's right before the election. Another poll right before the election from NBC News had Trump down by 10. In the end, 44,000 votes in 3 states made all the difference in 2020. Never mind, of course, the FBI pre-bunking the very real Hunter Biden laptop story by meeting weekly with big tech in the months before that election. They verified the authenticity of Hunter's very real laptop from hell in March of 2020. But then when they were asked about it after the New York Post broke the story, we can't confirm or deny, when they knew damn well it was true. So let's be clear. You cannot let any poll or betting market affect you emotionally or in any way whatsoever. You can't listen to the political pundits. You can't let them impact how you feel. And by the way, you have often, is the case, biased news organizations. They will try to deflate voter enthusiasm, and they try to create a narrative that the election is over. There's absolutely no reason for you to vote. There's not the chance in hell your guy's going to win. Nobody can tell you right now, nobody with any degree of accuracy, how this election is going to turn out. They can guess. They can use their best methodology. They might end up being right. But my advice is don't let anybody, especially in the corrupt state-run media mob, impact what you want for your country. At this point, the only person that really knows what the outcome is, that would be God. Now, naturally, the state-run media mob, they're working overtime. They want to elect Kamala Harris. They want Donald Trump defeated at all costs. They have done nothing but go after this man for nearly a full decade. Now, the coverage against President Trump, it's like 95% on some networks negative. Kamala Harris up to 100% positive. Trump is evil, and Kamala is the second coming that gets a complete pass and gets to stay in the candidate protection program. The latest strategy includes the new allegations. Look at what's going on in North Carolina with their Lieutenant Governor, Mark Robinson. He is accused of making offensive comments that no conservative or Republican would ever agree with. Now, I don't know. We don't know if the allegations are true. It's odd. He's been in office 3 years, and apparently nobody or very few people in North Carolina knew much about any of this. And if it wasn't big news in North Carolina, then Donald Trump certainly didn't know either. Now, this is the Harris campaign. They're trying to smear, as usual, former President Trump for something that nobody or few people knew about, if in fact it's even true. The campaign even launched a guilt by association ad blasting Donald Trump's prior endorsement of Robinson. Others are even trying to connect now Trump to P. Diddy.
I already knew it. I knew they was going to try to do that. They trying to get Trump up out of there, man. Wow.
Who he said something nice about years and years and years ago. But at the very same time, no one in the media mob seems to care about Kamala Harris and her effusive praise of P. Diddy, now credibly accused of horrible sex crimes and indicted. Now, did either Donald Trump or Kamala Harris know a thing about P. Diddy? I pretty much can say with certainty, I doubt it. No one in the media cares about Kamala's past support. Remember Jussie Smollett and the hate crime hoax? Kamala Harris once promoted that. She rushed to judgment. What did she say? I think she called it a modern-day lynching, and I don't think she ever took that down or took it back. Almost no one has called on Harris to distance herself from her radical California pastor, you know, the guy who blamed 9/11 on America, only days after the attack during a sermon that even Nancy Pelosi condemned. In fact, the same pastor was invited to give the DNC's convention prayer, and no one in the media mob batted an eyelash. They didn't care. Another one of Kamala's favorite preachers said that Christianity has been hijacked by white supremacy. But the vice president, he's never been asked about that preacher, never asked to condemn that preacher. No Trump ads tying her to the preacher. And, you know, after she was hired by the campaign on top of it. Kamala's running mate, Tim Walz, he preys on a Muslim cleric, you might remember, from Minnesota, who celebrated the October 7th Islamic radical terrorist attacks on Israel, losing the equivalent of 40,000 Americans in a day, and shared pro-Hitler propaganda online. Anyone in the media ever talk about this? And yet this story barely made the news. Meanwhile, the Harris campaign proudly touting the endorsement of the union that represents the IRS. Wow, what a great endorsement. She can't get the endorsement of the Teamsters, especially rank and file, but America's tax collectors love Kamala Harris. The media.
That's crazy. This lady talking about, that's crazy that the IRS endorsed Kamala. And it's a reason for that. Kamala is sitting out here lying to everybody about taxes and all this stuff. You know what I'm saying? And then you got the IRS endorsing it. So that means it's going to be a lot of taxing going on. They about to hire all these tax preparers, all these people. If anybody vote for Kamala, man, and if she win, we all going to be broke. We going to be broke. And I truly believe that now, since the IRS endorsed her. They damn sure ain't going to endorse Trump, because Trump talking about cutting taxes. No tax on everything. They not finna back Trump. So if these people endorse Kamala, Scamala, or Koala, or wherever you want, heels up Kamala, heels up Harris, we all finna be broke. If she get in office, we gonna be broke. Better keep your job. Taxing 80%. That means we only get 20% of your money. That's crazy. Gonna be broke as hell.
Mob, they're dutifully overjoyed. What an endorsement. Now, of course, the state-run media mob also refuses to hold Kamala accountable for her radical positions.
You said what? Let me see what you said right here. You thought public servants were supposed to be unbiased. Yeah, you're supposed to be unbiased when you're wearing your uniform. You got your uniform off. I'm just a regular U.S. citizen. I can say what I want to say. If I got my uniform on, I ain't supposed to be doing none of that. But hey, like I said, we gonna be broke. If she get in office, we gonna be broke. If she get in office and then do all this price controls, it's gonna be black markets of people trying to sell stuff, because these companies ain't gonna want to make. They ain't gonna want to make nothing. They ain't gonna make no money. So why would they sit around and make stuff for us, especially groceries? But hey, people blind.
We have been pointing this out now for months, and they still don't ask the fundamental basic questions, because they seem perfectly happy reading statements from anonymous campaign ads who just claim that Kamala no longer supports the very extreme positions she has stated in her own words. I have the Kamala files on Hannity.com, my social media. Why? It's a public service so that you can share it on social media with friends, family, neighbors, co-workers. She's on tape saying the most insane, radical things I've ever heard from any presidential candidate, and repeatedly making her positions very clear that she's now running away from, and the media is allowing her to hide. Now, this includes Kamala's steadfast support for a total fracking ban. Guess what? No shocker, over the weekend, another video surfaced showing Kamala's stance, strong stance, against fracking. Take a look.
A Scar Ben say, why should someone go to black market to buy something when you can buy things cheaper when she bans price gouging? Do you understand what you do? You know what that means? I don't think you know what that means. So if she's saying she's gonna ban price gouging, right? They're gonna make the prices for everything. The reason why companies raise prices on certain stuff is because it costs more to make or to get to ship it to different places, like energy. That's why Trump keep talking about we got to start with the energy. You have less energy, it's going to be harder to ship goods to different places. It's going to cost more, basically. So they have to charge the consumer more. Businesses and companies are in business to make money. If they not making no money, why would these companies even waste their time to even make stuff? They ain't just doing it for their health. They in it. We live in a capitalistic society. The more money you make, the more better off you are. And it's been like that forever. Now you get this president here talking about bread. I'm gonna put all bread gonna be at $2 a loaf. And when they ain't got the energy and the resources to continue making this stuff, they're gonna stop making it. It's already been tried in different countries, Venezuela and all kind of places. They done tried this and it never works. It causes hunger because people ain't gonna be able to afford to buy the stuff, or you know what I'm saying? It's not gonna work. Do you understand a communistic government? That means the government wants to control everything that you do. She already talking about taxing people. If you make more than what they say that you're supposed to make, they gonna tax you for that, because they want everybody to have the same and make the same, and everybody got to share. Man, ain't nobody. I'm not used to living like that. If I work hard every day and I do my overtime and I get my damn money, you think I want to share it with somebody? I'm already sharing the tax. I'm already working hard, paying taxes, giving my money, tax money to a bunch of people that ain't even supposed to be here. If you came legally, yeah, I'll accept you as an American citizen. But if you illegal, it is what it is. You a damn criminal. This is what Kamala and them trying to do. They trying to everybody, what do they call it? Equity or equality, whatever she said, opportunity economy. Where is this $25,000? This $25,000 gonna come from? Where is this $50,000 gonna come from to help start a business? I don't understand why you don't understand that. Crazy as hell. This lady don't know what she doing. She can't even explain none of her positions. Only position she can explain is doggy style, or missionary, or cowgirl. That's the only position she can explain. But anything else, she ain't trying to explain none of this stuff. And the media ain't gonna pressure her to do it.
Climate change is the single greatest threat facing our world today. That's why I am committed to passing a Green New Deal, creating clean jobs, and finally putting an end to fracking once and for all.
Wow. Is anyone going to ask Kamala why she has, suddenly and mysteriously changed her position now? How is that? Is anybody in the media mob, will they ask Kamala about the border czar's stance against deporting illegal immigrants? Take a look at this.
Up with education, down, down with deportation. Up with education, down, down with deportation. Up with education, down, down with deportation.
Let's go, everybody. No deportation. Break our laws, no problem. Is she still against deporting illegal immigrants? Because as the borders are, that definitely seemed to be the case. In fact, remember, she also has publicly, in her own words, supported decriminalizing illegal immigration, taxpayer-funded health care, housing, food, education, and even sex change surgery for illegal immigrants with your tax dollars. She allowed people with known terror ties into your country. Dozens of Americans have been murdered and raped and victims of violent crime, all perpetrated by Harris and Biden unvetted illegal immigrants. Is anybody ever going to ask her about these radical, extreme, frankly, almost unbelievable positions? Because our very own Sarah Carter, she talked to voters. They're not happy. Take a look.
Is it frustrating to see all the people that have come in because they haven't been properly vetted? It's just been illegal influx. Yes. So you have a lot of criminal networks from Venezuela, from other parts of the world. I mean, mixed in with the good people, but there's so many criminals flooding in, they're not going to be able to find them all to get them out.
Exactly. Once they're in, it's a lot harder to just, get them out. So it's just a never-ending cycle with this administration.
I think at this point right now, with the amount of people that have come across on the terrorist list, we're just waiting for the next 9/11 basically to occur.
So I take it that you would not be all about open borders policy.
Oh my God,
no,
who would?
No.
How about the border issue, the border crisis?
Terrible.
Yeah.
That should have never happened.
Should have never happened.
Should have never happened.
How do you feel about the fact that Kamala Harris is, in the past has supported the policy to use taxpayer dollars to pay for transgender surgery for illegal detained migrants?
That's so stupid. They want to pay for sex change operations for illegal migrants in jail. That's just the dumbest shit ever.
Come on now, dog.
You want to pay for sex change operations for people in jail that's here illegal. Kamala and them is Kamala is the devil. That whole administration is the devil. Sodom and Gomorrah. They want to tell you your 12-year-old kid can make a life-changing decision without your consent. And if you don't let your kid do it, they gonna come take the kid, mutilate the damn kid, and then send the kid back to you and tell you to pay for the damn surgery. That's that. If that ain't the devil, they want to put tampons in boys' bathrooms. That's the devil. They want to have men in women's sports beating the hell out of women. That's the damn devil. They had a vote. It was 158 Democrats voted against people putting hands on females and R-word and females and all this stuff. The vote was to deport their ass. You had 158 Democrats voted against it. So they are with illegals out here doing stuff to American citizen women. That's the devil. Just this is, I don't understand. I'm a traditional man. I'm tired, y'all. That's why I'm talking so slow. I'm a traditional American man. I believe in two genders. all the stuff that the Democrats is pushing and want to pay for it with our taxes, I condemn all that. That's just the dumbest. Man. And it just seemed like people who supporting the Democrats and Kamala is like, what is wrong with y'all? What's wrong with y'all? You not gonna feel it until they come to your door when one of these damn illegal immigrants put hands on one of your damn kids or do something to you. You ain't gonna feel it if they get in there another 4 years and nothing changes, and your ass on the street corner, living in the house, but now you're on the street corner begging for change. And a person like me, if I know you and you went against the grain on and voting for that, I ain't even gonna help you. Because you got a lot of people like me that be on these platforms, man, and be trying to tell y'all this stuff ain't right. It's not right. Ain't no way in hell I'm going to walk in the bathroom and see some tampons on the damn wall in there. A dispenser or something with tampons in a man's bathroom. Ain't no way in hell I'm going to let my kids or my daughters go into a bathroom and a man walk in there. I'm going to be in jail. Ain't no way in hell I'm going for none of that. I just don't understand what's wrong with people nowadays. Crazy. God, he coming back. The devil time is short. He done did it one time before. It was a great flood, and it rained and wiped everything out because it was too much going on. Revelations is wars and rumors of wars. What's going on is wars and rumors of wars. It's all kind of stuff going on that's in that Bible right now. And me, I've always, I guess I was a Democrat. The rest of all my family was. But it's not the same anymore. Not the same anymore. And I'm voting for common sense. I'm voting for respect, dignity, prosperity, all of that. All this woke agenda stuff, everybody that's woke is on the Democratic Party side. Like it's just cool. It's not cool. It's not. You can't just do as thou wilt without any consequences, especially from God. So you have to, you really have to think. Put it like this: what if you vote for, if you're voting Democratic and you agree with all that stuff? What if God is keeping a list of everybody who went and checked Kamala, like went over there and checked the vote and voted for Kamala? What if God's keeping a list of everybody who did that? Because Kamala, they don't even pray. Like they campaigns and all that stuff and they rallies, ain't nobody talking about God. She doing commercials with transgenders and all kind of stuff. Everybody, I mean, look, a lot of people say, well, I ain't got nothing against transgenders and all that stuff. But let me be careful with my words because YouTube be shadow banning the hell out of my ass. How can I speak around that? Basically, I ain't with all that. Trump and them, they talk about, every time I see a rally or anything, they bringing God in the equation. And I'm not to say that Trump go to church every Sunday or whatever it is, but they're talking about God. They telling people to pray. Kamala and them ain't saying nothing about no God. They saying joy. Oh, joy and pride and all this freedom and all freedom. It's just telling you that you can. They telling you can do what you want to do. Don't worry about what God said. You can just do what you want to do. Freedom to love who you love and be who you want to be and all this other stuff. Like, there's rules to this. But people want to make their own rules. And like I said before, if God's keeping a number and a track of everybody who's voting for that bullshit, what if he came like on November 6th and he has the list of everybody who voted for the devilish ways? I'm just speaking hypothetical. Like, what if that happened? You shouldn't even say nothing. You know what you voted for, so you got to go to the lake of fire. But hey, people, you make your choice. You make your bed and you lay in it. I know I'm not with all that stuff that they pushing. Everybody gonna make their own choice. You gonna have to live with your choices, man. I hate to keep sounding like a broken record, and I'm quite sure everybody that talk like me, who's fed up with the stuff that's going on, and I'm quite sure they telling their people and all that, and they sound like a broken record. But we have to keep speaking about this. Not right, man. Not right. And you got all these celebrities that the Democratic Party always trying to get. They always trying to get the celebrities to try to sway us to go vote for them. Them celebrities don't live like us. It's like that interview with Oprah Winfrey. Oprah Winfrey was looking crazy. Like, well, this lady don't know what the hell she's doing. Then they got all the celebrities coming on there. Oh, I like Kamala. She this and that. Them people don't give it. They rich. What kind of how can they relate to a person that ain't got nothing? Worshiping stars, man. Worshiping the wrong thing, man. All these false idols and stuff like that. Like, that's, to me, is worse yet. The people who stuck on the left side, y'all worshiping the wrong things, man. And it's like you just so blind that you can't see. Like, you know it's wrong. I'm gonna go like back in the day when I was growing up. If you was a soft man, you hid that. Even if you was a soft lady, I'm gonna say, so I ain't gonna say that word. You hid your preferences because you knew it was wrong. Everybody in the world knew it was wrong. Now all of a sudden it's just okay. You know what I'm saying? Everything is okay now. It's not okay. Kelly says, I'm just tired of watching so much hate being spread. All I know is Trump has to be doing something right because he is constantly under attack. Exactly. Why they keep trying to attack him? Why? And that should even make people vote for him because it's like, why y'all keep trying to attack this man? It's supposed to be fair. Like, just if you got a record, if you have a record to run on your record. Ain't no, because they ain't got no record to run on. The country is in shambles for the last 4 years, and ain't none of them coming on here talking about what they gonna do to correct that. Kamala talking about turning the page. Turning the page to what? You have to fix stuff in order to turn the page. It's just ridiculous, man. I see some people in the comments talking about the president, they getting money from the rich people. Trump, he didn't even want to get paid. He took $1.25, and he lived in his own damn mansion. The man didn't give a damn about that damn White House. He didn't even want the money. Man getting shot at and attempted assassinations. He don't have to be doing this. Say Trump is not a guru. Ain't nobody saying he a damn guru. What Trump is doing, he's trying to bring some normalcy back to this country. But a lot of people ain't gonna feel it, man. Everybody thinking that it's cool for these people who don't like the country. A lot of these people coming in across that border, man, they coming from countries that don't like America. They coming here because of the free stuff, the free handouts. That's why these people coming. I did a video a long time ago when this stuff was happening. I said they gonna come here to try to take our jobs, and people was like, they ain't coming over with no job. They running because they don't want to get killed in their country. Now we starting to see that these people want jobs. And if they're running, and if they so-called running from their country because of persecution or they gonna get killed, why are they working and sending their money back to the country they come from to build a house or something where they come from? If you that scared to be in your country, why are you sending the money you make here back over there? Dumb, man. Yeah, okay. What up, Barcelona? And people, people that they don't like Trump. You ain't gotta like him, man. You gotta like the policies, man. If he's talking about cutting taxes and everything on a lot of stuff, that means gonna be more money in your pocket. I don't know nobody in my lifetime who enjoy being broke. I don't know nobody who enjoy being broke. I don't know nobody who says I don't need no money. I just want to just live off the land. Like, man, please. Tell him again, Owen Williams. Don't let me start talking about Mr. Walls. It's the reason why Kamala picked Tim Walls. Because he agrees with everything that they're trying to push. He ran his state toe up too. He had bad policies and destroyed that state too, just like Kamala did over here. And she keep on talking about what she did for the border over here. She ain't even in charge of the damn border. When she was the attorney general and all that, she ain't had nothing to do with no damn border. That's Gavin Newsom. The governor is the one who controls and do all that stuff for the border. She prosecuting cases. She talking about she prosecuted transnational drug cartels. That lady ain't did nothing. King say, read this. As a business owner, I was able to save money under Trump administration. I have recently had to break into my savings, and now I can barely afford to eat. Crazy. What's up, nobody? Tristan Inlow say, I'm not even gonna worry about this stuff. I will not research anymore, and Trump has my vote because he doesn't support trans kids. Man, that even sounds crazy. Like trans kids. That sounds ridiculous. Like kids can't even be kids no more. The parents can't even be parents no more because the government wants to control and take care of your kids and put you in jail because you disciplining your kids and trying to teach your kids morals and respect. Crazy. But at this point, how many days left? 45? I mean, 42, 41 days left. Jet said, we are living in the Wizard of Oz. Exactly. Man. Crazy. Here it is, man. This is just crazy. But like I said, man, people gonna vote for who they vote for. They just gonna live with your consequences, man. Timeless 123 said, will you accept the vote outcome? I ain't got no choice. I can't change the vote outcome. It is what it is. If it comes that Kamala, if she become president, I know what I have to do. I can't spend my money. I'm gonna have to hold on to it and spend wisely. If Trump win, I'm gonna spend wisely too, but I know I'm gonna get something. I'm gonna be able to save more money. That's what I'm talking about. You gotta be right with God. Got to be right with God. It just be so frustrating sometimes, man. Crazy. Man. 36 felonies for it. And those felonies came from disgruntled Democrats who know that their time is up. They don't want Trump to win because he's going to
Kamala, you're fired. Get out of there. You're fired. Not going to take it anymore, Kamala.
fire their ass. They want to hold on to their jobs.
To all 7 swing states throughout.
I want to show y'all this man in Vegas. Boy, he been looking at CNN, MSNBC. He been looking at all, like he don't even know what's going on. This lets you know. Let me show y'all this dude. Let me see if I can find him. He told this dude right here is brainwashed to the max. Hold on.
Okay, thank you so much. We really appreciate it.
All right, let me show y'all this dude, man. You know this man. All he watches.
And how about the fake news? Oh, look at them all back there. Look at all those cameras. Look at all those cameras. Wow. Look at all those cameras, all those fake writers. Look at them.
This dude just looks at.
And how about the fake news? And how about the fake news?
Watch this dude. He was making me mad when he was talking. But he has his opinion about things. You have to accept it. This man is really brainwashed.
How's it going, sir? You a vet?
This dude right here.
Cool. We'd really love to hear your perspective on what you think about the current state of America.
And he say he a vet and he fought in Vietnam. I'm like, you look too young to be in the Vietnam War. But anyway, shout out Nick Shirley, man. He be having some good content. But yesterday, now he was in Vegas live asking people who they voting for. But this dude right here, man, he is really brainwashed.
And if it is the same America that you once fought for?
Well, when I was a kid, it was about serving your country.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't political. It wasn't blue or red. It's just what it was.
Yeah.
Young men serve their country.
Why do you think America has become so divided over the past few years?
I don't want to mention any names, but Donald Trump did a real good job of splitting rich, not rich, black, white. Oh, we don't like brown people. There's something wrong with brown people. I serve my country. I'm proud of my country. And when he put a target on my back, calling me a rapist and a murderer, right there is when I said, down with Trump.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and by the way, he called us suckers and losers. That right there, January 6th. I don't want this man in prison. Forgive me. This guy needs to face the firing squad. Period.
Really? You think Donald Trump should be
absolutely
murdered?
Absolutely. He's a treasonous. I mean, Benedict Donald, come on. I'm not trying to convince you of anything.
No, I just let people talk.
I'm just, it's just, I feel really strong. When I served in Vietnam,
First of all, you ain't served in no damn Vietnam. You're too damn young to be talking about Vietnam. And your ass had too many drinks. Anyway, your ass lost, man.
I fought for democracy, which is in jeopardy right now.
And you think Kamala Harris would be the best person to keep democracy alive?
Well, let me put it this way. There is a kind person, and there's a piece of shit. Which one do you want around your kids? You know, who do you want as an example? That's all I got to say about that.
Okay, and another question: where do you get your news from? What sources do you watch?
Everywhere, all of them. I don't take what I hear and like a maggot go, oh yeah, hey, you're right. You can never be wrong. No, I research. I make sure when I speak confident with knowledge. So you cannot feed me full of crap and me sit there and go, oh yeah, you're right.
And the main issues coming up with the election are 1, the border, 2, abortion, and 3, inflation.
Okay, here's the deal. I don't know. I've been following politics now for what, 50 years?
Yeah.
I have never heard a Republican tell me what they want to do for my country.
You heard what he said. He never heard a Republican tell him what they want to do for his country. So obviously, he's just been looking at MSNBC, ABC. I would throw CNN in there, but they do cover Trump somewhat. But where has this man in this pink shirt been living? I don't know. I don't know where this dude been at or what. Did he just come straight from Vietnam or what? Because something wrong with him. Trump been telling everybody every day, every man have rallies, 2-3 rallies a damn day. I'm just over exaggerating, but it just seems like that. Like the man is always in front of a camera saying what he gonna do for the country. And this dumb man in his pink shirt, I'm gonna hit his ass with a
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
good Lord. Let me keep this shit going.
They want to feed me full of fear. They're pouring in by the millions. Okay, where are they? Where are they if they're pouring in by the thousands, billions?
Have you ever gone to like a city like Chicago, for instance?
I have been to Chicago, but back in the day when I was traveling in the military.
If you were to go to Chicago now, I was just there a few weeks ago, you can see like the Venezuelan migrants on the corners. A lot of them are panhandling, or if you go to Denver as well, I went to like the migrant hotels or the apartments where they were apparently getting extorted, and there you also see a large influx.
There's a lot of panhandlers. You walk around here, you see a lot of panhandlers, not just Venezuelans, white, brown, black, everybody who is down.
Yeah. So do you not believe that?
And them all American citizens. Lord, this man is retarded.
Millions of people have came in through the border?
Of course not. Show me an evidence. I mean, what city are these millions and millions of migrants at?
Yeah.
That are, oh, by the way, they're taking our jobs. Really? They can't take my job. I have a skilled labor.
Well, if you were to go to a city like New York City or Chicago, if you go to certain hotels, I could give you names and shelters, you can just see the migrants all hanging out around there that are stuck in these hotels getting the free rent.
I was homeless once.
Uh-huh.
I was needy. Nobody helped me. I was a kid, a teenager, homeless. Nobody, people walked around me. So I understand homelessness. I understand what it's like to be down. So I don't look down on anybody. Awesome. We're all human beings, guys.
Awesome. I appreciate your time and I appreciate you serving
Absolutely.
our country. Where are you from?
I'm from Ferndale, Washington.
Are you here just visiting Nevada?
Yeah, I came here to try to enjoy myself.
There you go.
Last time I was here, I came to spread my wife's ashes.
Oh, nice.
So this time it's for fun.
Okay, very nice, very nice. And if you want to get like the best up-to-date chances and probabilities on the election, go check out Poly Market. They got everything up there.
I keep up with everything. I listen to everybody. Oh, people that make sense.
Feel that makes sense.
If you don't make sense,
What news anchor or what news station makes the most sense when you listen to them?
you know, Fox is opinions. So I listen to news people. I want to hear what's going on.
What news
around
would
the
be
world.
what news would be best to listen to?
I don't know. I'll listen to CNN, MSNBC. I'll listen to ABC, CBS, NBC. I want to know if everybody's saying the same thing.
And do the majority of them say the same thing? Those networks you said.
Pretty much. And for
And it's the reason why they're saying the same damn thing. They all on the left. I just said this man is brainwashed. He brainwashed. He is brainwashed.
when I research it, like I said, it needs to make sense, and these people need to collaborate. And if you report false news, you got to get called out on it.
Awesome. I appreciate you so much, brother. Have a great one.
Exactly. When you false news, you got to get called out on it. Call them out, Trump.
And how about the fake news? Oh, look at them all back there. Look at all those cameras. Look at all those cameras. Wow. Look at all those cameras, all those fake writers. Look at them.
Man, that man right there, he brainwashed to the max. Too old to be brainwashed. Too old. Well, you say what you want about Trump. That Project Mockingbird. Is that a movie? Is Project Mockingbird a movie or is it a documentary? Timeless one says Trump such a bully. Who is he bullying? Oh, it's a play? Okay. All right, Timeless. Thanks for your opinion. Think about who you gonna vote for. Vote for policies, man. Don't vote for personalities. CIA project. Okay. Yeah. But anyway, man, I'm about to get off this live, man. I appreciate everybody for tapping in with your opinions, hanging out with your boy for a little bit, man. I'm gonna pray for y'all, man. I pray for everybody to have prosperity in their life. Pray for you guys to be protected. I'm gonna cover you with the blood of Jesus. If you're not a Christian, you're gonna be one right now with me. And the blood of Jesus, the covering with the blood of Jesus is for your protection. I pray that, man, everybody gets along, man. We all got our opinions and our thoughts. I pray that everybody, do the right things, man. And if you're sick, man, if you're in bad health, you're going through some things, man, I pray that God, man, protects you and heals all your sicknesses and like I always tell everybody, man, I don't hate anybody. I don't hate nobody. I just hate people's actions. I'm tired. It's been fun. Love you guys, man. I appreciate everybody, man. Like I said, for tapping in with me. I'm Mr. Zach. I react tonight, man. I do this every night. I try to do it every night. I just surf the web. I just surf YouTube, man, and find stuff. A lot of it is political. You already know who I'm voting for. I hope y'all do the same. And, yeah, man, y'all protect yourself at all times. Y'all keep y'all head on the swivel. God bless you. God bless me, man. God bless America. Mr. Zach reacts. I'm out, man. Peace.